Hi, this is Lorna Lee, host of Entrepreneurs for a Change, and in this video series we are exploring lifestyle business design, and the topic of the day is whether or not Airbnb is a good option for business travel, especially long-term business travel. Now, I will say that I use Airbnb a lot. I find it a great way to land in a country and establish my base first before seeking less expensive options. So Airbnb is a service that allows homeowners to be able to rent out extra rooms in their homes or even their entire home. So for travelers, it's a great option, especially if you want to have a more personal if you want your accommodation to have more of a personal touch or more of a homely, feeling rather than staying in a really impersonal hotel or noisy youth hostel, for example. Especially if your budget doesn't really include staying at high-end business hotels. So, some of the advantages of Airbnb are that depending on the listing, some of these listings are actually open for month-to-month rental. It's not necessarily the cheapest option for month-to-month rentals in a given locale, for example, but some of the places will include discounted monthly pricing. But you're going to have to check because sometimes the hosts really don't want to accommodate anyone in their home for more than 10 days. So the places that tend to be more open to long-term month-to-month or week-to-week rentals are places that are kind of more bed and breakfast like, for example. Another advantage of using Airbnb is that you will have access to internet most likely than not. But you'll have to check because some of the profiles include the amenities, and so you're going to have to see whether the place has Wi-Fi or not. It's great to be able to look at all the details of what the Airbnb listing has. And so another advantage of Airbnb is that you can check out the profile and look at the different photos. The more marketing savvy the Airbnb host is, the more photos that they typically will upload of their listing, and so that you can have an idea of exactly what you're getting. Is there a really cozy living room space? Is there a desk in your room that you can work from? A lot of important details. Chances are, because you're staying in a home-based environment, you will be able to have access to a desk, which will allow you to work for long periods of time out of your Airbnb residence. A lot of hotels and youth hostels and bed and breakfasts don't actually have a desk in the room that you're renting because it's really geared more for tourists. Another advantage of staying with Airbnb is the relative security. Because you're staying in a private home, there's a lot less random traffic and travelers passing through, so I usually feel safer leaving my laptop and my external hard drive and my electronic gear in an Airbnb home rather than leaving it in a youth hostel or leaving it in a hotel. Some of the disadvantages of Airbnb include the cost. It's really not the cheapest option in some locales, especially in Southeast Asia where there's an abundance of inexpensive and nice hotels that you can choose from. In a place like Brazil, I found it absolutely indispensable because the alternate service for finding month-to-month rentals was much more of a renting process where you had to go and visit the location and fill in an application and go in for a landlord interview. So that was a much more time-consuming process. So Airbnb was much more straightforward, even though it was more expensive. Let's see. I think that pretty much covers most of the pros and cons of Airbnb. I would certainly do your research and check and see what the prices are on Airbnb and compare it to other options in the location that you are visiting. Thanks a lot, and for more information about lifestyle business travel tips, please go to entrepreneursforachange.com. Thank you.